Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a wooden mansion. This is the amount of space required to make your wooden mansion. Feel free to make this grid in your world, including the starting position, so that we are both building the build in the exact same way and starting in the exact same place. And here are all of the materials that we will need throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin by placing 4 oak planks on top of the previously determined start position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend that 4th block to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend backwards 1 block, and then to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to extend down to the ground, and then extend backwards by 2. 1, 2, and then right by 1. Then extend upwards by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then extend to the right, again by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to extend down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to connect all the way over to the left, but we also want to extend right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On top of this 6th block, place 4 oak planks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend to the right by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then extend down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect all the way over to the left, but continue extending down all the way to the ground. Then take the block that hits the ground and extend it right by 1, forwards by 2, 1, 2, extend up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extend forwards 1, and then right by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then join down to the ground. Just like this. So this should be the end result. This is such a weird shape. Next, we are going to come towards where the main part of the house joins down to the ground, so these really long rows of oak planks. We'll start on the right side and take this oak plank that hits the ground here, extend it left by 2, 1, 2, grab your oak logs and place a row of 6 extending forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend left by 6 as well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just connect back to where the house will eventually be, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but if you extend this row of oak planks over to the left, then you can kind of see where this is all going to join together. Grab the oak logs once more, and we can take the 2 outer corners of the shape that we've made and extend them outwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will take us to the grid line, and then we just want to form squares. So in essence, we have kind of like this figure 8 shape, sort of, and this is also what we want to have on the opposite side as well. So we're making very simple shapes to start with, and we will make this far more complicated a little later on. All the way over to this other side now, this block that hits the ground, extend inwards 1, 2, and then place a row of 6 oak logs extending out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend this 6th block to the right again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. extend it inwards to where it would join back to the house. I'm just going to extend a row of oak planks across there, and then we want to take the outer corners and extend them forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can just join it together just like so. Perfect. So this is the end result, and that is looking really good. And now that we have that, we can progress on to the next part. So we are going to work our way to the right side of the build and grab our oak planks. We want to take the oak plank on the ground here on the right side of the build and extend it backwards by 6. It's the magic number apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to extend this block down by 2. 1, 2. And then right. 1, 2. And then join it down to the ground like this. We are now going to make some of the shape for the back of the mansion. And to do that, we are going to take this upper block here in this row of 4 that connects down to the ground and extend it right by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend backwards by 1. And then right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to extend back by 1 again. And then extend up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend back by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then extend right 1. And then up 1. And then right by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to extend down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to extend all the way back on ourselves like this. And we should be able just to connect back to the row that we placed previously. So if you just extend over to the left and then forwards, that should happen rather naturally. Now, continuing on from where we just left off here, we want to extend down a further 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend back on ourselves like this. And connect back to where we were, anywhere really, like as long as we can connect all the way over to the left and then forwards to something like here, then that just helps to kind of paint the picture of what this build should look like. And what we then want to do is we want to take the 2 blocks that we extended over to the left and we want to extend them right, each by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we then want to join them together top to bottom and then extend this upper block up by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to extend to the right by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to extend down 1, right 1, and then forwards by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're then going to extend down by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend forwards 1 and then join down to the ground. That should just be 1, 2, 3, 3 down to the ground like this. So I just want to show you what we have so far. And very much with that left side there, we're going to take these 2 horizontal rows here and we should now be able to connect them across and forwards or backwards to the same sort of positions that we have on that opposite side. And I do think it does just sort of help to give you a bit of an idea of how this looks. This looks insane right now, but trust me, it's going to pull together rather nicely. Continuing on from where we just sort of left off, we want to come all the way up to the top of this row of 4 right here. Extend across by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right, I should specify, and then forwards 1, right by 3, 1, 2, 3, join down to the ground, and then we want to extend this block inwards by 2, so forwards, I should say, to the right, 1, 2, and then up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and then we want to extend those blocks down by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then we should just be able to connect all the way back to where we first started. So we have kind of came full circle, if you want to call this shape a circle. It kind of looks like a crab or a spider. I don't know if anybody else sees that, and this is what we should have, which is perfect. This is the outline of the house. The next course of action is going to be for us to make the main portion of the house, and we can expand from there. So the first thing that I want to do to kind of help to aid us in making the main portion of the house is to build up these oak log areas that we have in front of the house. So the oak log areas are split into two. We have this back part and this front part. So I want you to raise the back portion like this into kind of a U shape. And then we're going to grab some either grass block or dirt block, depending upon what you're building this in, which mode. But I would prefer grass, of course, but that might not be possible. We want to fill the upper part in of the back using grass, and then the lower part like this. Because not all of this house is built on the same level, I figured it's actually quite a good idea to place some of these things, because we can then raise up the oak planks directly behind this little farming area here. We can then add a row of oak planks behind it, just behind the farmland. We then want to add another row of oak planks to raise it even higher. And then over here on the left, we actually want to have 2 oak stairs. And then we want to grab... We don't need too much spruce in the foreseeable future, so we'll grab the oak door and the glass back. And we want to place oak doors behind where we have the little stairs here. And this kind of gives you an idea of where the doors and where that particular level of the house goes. So right of the doors here, we want to place a row of vertical oak planks and then a 2x2 square of glass block. And then we want to fill this particular section in using oak planks, just like this. That's perfect. Then we want to, on the next level moving up, we want to have a 2x3 area of glass just here on the right, and then a row of oak planks to the left of it. We then want to place oak fence on top of this exposed area, and then replace these planks here using upside down oak stairs, like so. This is actually going to be a balcony area, so if you just swing around to the left and take the oak plank that has the stairs attached to it, and you want to place 2 upside down, 2 upside down oak planks with an oak plank on the end, and then extend this oak plank all the way over to the left and join it in 2 places. Join where the oak planks join vertically down to the horizontal row, and then just fill the center of this in using oak planks, just like this. What we then want to do is create a little room. So this is the balcony area, and directly off of this we want to have a double door. And then we can kind of just make the framework for this. This is inside of the house, so we kind of want to copy on the opposite side of the door here. We want to copy the shape that we have just in front of us, seal up above the door, and then just up above this, and we'll just fill all of that in with oak planks. We can extend this row across and turn it into a rectangle, into a box shape like so. And then this little box shape, it's actually going to be a window, but we're going to make it so that we're going to have a vertical row of oak planks on the left and right, horizontal across the top, and then glass block inside. And the effect of this should look like that. So that's looking pretty good. And then we're just going to place oak fence on top of the 2 upside down stairs. And I think that that already really does help to kind of show you what this particular side of the house is going to look like. And we're going to extend these oak planks down on the right side to join down to the ground like this. And we can actually put in part of the roof, or at least kind of the outline of it. So we're going to fill the top of this balcony in using oak planks like this. We're going to find the center of the roof area. So the center should be about this block. It should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on the right. And we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 glass on top of the center block. and then extend outwards on the left and right side like this. And then that will actually just help us a little bit later on, and we will make the roof a little bit later. We'll probably just do all of that in one go. So directly to the right of this, where we have this little small window here, we want to stack 3 rows of glass block like this, and this glass block is actually going to extend all the way back and join to the back portion of the house. This is kind of like an in-between part of the house. The middle part of the house, almost exclusively now that I think about it, is kind of like farmland. That applies down below and also up above as well. We probably don't have to fill the sides of this in actually, but the top and front and back should look like that. So that's really cool. So like that will be farmland, there'll be an area below in the house, and then there will be literally on the ground level also farmland. So I've kind of hit a point with this particular part of the house where I'm quite nice and comfortable with. I think that I'd like to apply the same thing to the right side now. So on the right side of the house, we are going to first of all start by extending up these raised farmland areas. So the oak log area. So the row at the back, and then fill this in using glass block like this, or dirt. More than likely dirt if you are using this as a survival house. And then the area in front we can just fill in as is. We don't have to raise it whatsoever. So now that we've done that, that of course allows us to place on top of the outer 2 grass blocks, oak stairs. And then behind this, we want to place oak planks raised up so that they are even and level with the stairs. And then behind the stairs, we'll have oak doors. We want to fill in the space to the right of the oak doors using oak planks, and then above it, and then join down to the ground on the left, we want to have oak planks. And then in this little gap right here, a 2x2 square of glass block, oak planks surrounding it, and we will have essentially the exact same thing that we just have on the left there. And we can even extend these 2 rows of oak planks downwards as well, just like this. We can also place a row of 2 glass just on this inward part here, so top to bottom, 2 rows of glass, with then oak planks on the side of the glass. We then want to replace the row of oak planks above this door frame here and place oak stairs instead. Oak fence on top of these stairs like so. And then we want to start shaping this a bit, so we want to place 2 upside down oak stairs, extending backwards from this oak plank here, so 1, 2. Then place an oak plank on the end, and extend the oak plank all the way over to the right, and connect it in the same place that we did on the opposite side, so where the vertical rows meet the horizontal rows. We then want to basically just extend these 2 rows upwards, parallel to the ones on the front. Join them forwards like this. Fill the top of this in using oak planks like so. That's absolutely perfect. And then on the right side here, this is going to be open, so we can just join this corner down, place oak fence on top of these stairs, and then oak planks inside of where the balcony is. So just like this. We also want to have a door here, so once again there is a door out onto the balcony, so we'll place the doors here, the oak planks above, and there'll actually be a door, I believe, into here as well, so I might actually be wrong. Have I added an extra glass? Oh, I added extra glass, that's why that looked weird. So here you can either just choose to have it as a walk-in, or you can have a double door. I think that I'd choose just to have glass on the inside, just like this. And you can even kind of connect the sides of the house together a little bit, just like so. And I kind of want to start shaping the inside just a little bit as well. We're not doing the inside in this video, but just to kind of like show you. So like this wall is going to be separate from this sort of center chamber. And this center chamber, you know, kind of like air quotes over chamber, is going to have a solid floor. And it will also have a staircase which leads down into the lower level. So I think that knowing the internals of the house kind of does help you build the outside of it as well, knowing why we are doing the things that we're doing, just like this. So this is a nice openish sort of glass room. It's kind of closed but open because of the glass. and from the outside it's starting to look really good. So we have to make this back wall of the balcony area. So this, once again, is a vertical row of oak planks on the left and right, horizontal just underneath the top, and then fill the center in using glass. We also want to find the center of this area to kind of mark out the roof shape, so, or where it does actually help to know the apex. So we'll have a glass block right here, and this should have 5 blocks on the left, 5 blocks on the right, extend up 1, 2, 3, and then extend the glass left and right. We'll probably end up having an oak plank on top of this, by the way. That is where the actual roof will peak. And I think that it might be a good idea to actually bolt the side of the roof onto it. So I'm just going to quickly grab these spruce stairs as well. So just to kind of make sure that we're on the right track, we are going to place oak stairs on the left and right side of these two center parts. And we're going to extend the stairs forward and place upside down stairs with regular stairs on top, extending in and up until we eventually we will hit a peak eventually. So there we go. So the peak is here, and the oak slabs will represent that. So we'll extend that plank outwards, stick a slab on top, come to the center part here, oak stairs on the side, extend it forwards, and then upside down and regular, extending out, up. You guys get the idea. Just like this, upside down, regular, hitting all the way up to the peak, just like this. And then in doing this, it actually helps us shape this particular part of the roof, because we can place oak planks on the sides of the glass just like this. And then we don't have it, but if we grab these spruce planks, we can just place a little bit of spruce planks just on the side like this. And I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, there we go. We're really moving with this. That looks really good. And we'll just do the same on the opposite side as well. So just on this opposite side, we will let's just start placing the stairs. So the oak stairs like this starts on the side, extends 1 row forward. We just place upside down with regular on top until we eventually hit the peak, which is already marked out with an oak plank as we did earlier. So we can place that slab on top, extending forwards, and then I like to build from the down going up, from the upside down going up, and then it will eventually just peak on this opposite side as well, and then we can just place the oak and then the spruce. So there we go. That's looking great. Oak on the sides, just like this, coming up. Spruce planks, and there we will have, perfect. There we have the shape of the roof. So it actually looks really, really simple as we look at it now, but it's actually taken us quite a while to get to this point. And just to kind of like join this together even more as we kind of are working on the middle portion of this, I think that we should refine the farm areas and the space in between the two sides of the house. So the in-between is actually fairly easy to make. It starts off by us placing 2 oak logs on top the inward corners of the raised farmland. So 1, 2, and I'll place it over here as well, just 1, 2. What we then want to do is place an oak stair in front of the upper oak log and extend all the way over to the left. And it will also overhang, by the way, as well, so we'll just make it overhang. We now have to kind of decide how far back and up we want to place this, so we're going to place 2 sets of upside down with regular oak stairs on top like this, and then if we place oak slabs behind this, raise it up 1 and then extend back, that might be a good place to join it. So that's just half row below this window. So if we do the same on this opposite side, behind this, upside down, 1 on top, upside down, 1 on top, slab behind the upper part, extend up and then join back, then that will look pretty good. So that kind of like covers up that center portion. And then we are going to place spruce stairs in between the 2 pairs of, or does it become 3 pairs? I suppose, yep, 2 pairs of spruce stairs like this. And then I actually like this upper part open, so I'm just going to place glass for the ceiling of this. This is essentially a giant greenhouse. That's exactly what this is. So I'm going to place glass like so, and it's kind of up to you. So like on these sides here, it actually works out quite well to seal this up with glass and kind of like leave it closed, or you can kind of have it open and have some fence. So that's what that side is this way, and then this side is this way. So you can kind of look in and down at the crops, but you can also do that through the glass as well. So personal choice, up to you, do as you wish. I'm going to seal it up with glass though. I think that might look a tad cleaner. The only thing I think I might do is across the top here, I'm just going to add just one row of oak slabs, and I think that kind of like finishes it off a little bit better. So beyond this, we are going to, in the ground, dig a row left to right, just like this, in between the kind of like the split of the oak logs that we have rather naturally anyway. We're going to dig in between these, place the oak logs, and then we are going to designate a door, and we need stone for this really. So let me grab the stone, because there's just one single door. The stone's going to go here, and then we're going to extend a row of 3 stone, a row of 3 in width, stone extending forwards like this, and we'll work on the inside of that a little bit later. But there's going to be a door here leading, so this leads us through the house, and we'll probably dig out some of this oak planks and stuff later, but we're going to surround the door using glass, as this is once again essentially just a giant greenhouse, so it makes sense that we just have some glass. We need to place some underneath behind these stairs here, and we'll have a similar sort of setup on the back to this. So if we do just grab these stone and just kind of like clean this up a little bit, I do actually that through here will just be a single path of stone, because we actually need all of the space for farmland. So just directly up the middle through the center, we will just have these stone just extend front to back like this. But that's looking really, really good. And the next thing that we have to do is just refine these little bits of farmland here, because we're getting to the point where they're almost finished, so we might as well literally just finish them. So for the farmland, we will need oak trapdoors, oak stairs, and then that will probably do, because we'll place all of the farms and stuff later, all of the actual farming area. So the stairs, we need a set of oak stairs opposite to where we have these stairs that take us into the house. So we'll knock out these 2 oak logs, place stairs here. Then on the sort of like inward corner of the lower farmland, we'll knock out the center block here, the corner block, and extend left 1, 2, and back 1, 2. Replace this using oak planks. And then we want to place oak trapdoors on top of the outward facing, or rather it might be better if we, on this side here, we can place the oak trapdoors kind of like open like this, and we can even do this kind of like on this upper level here, but we'll have to place them on the outside for this part. So I'm going to grab just grass block like this. It's better to grab just like a contrast material, and then place oak trapdoors on the sides of the grass in kind of like this pattern, right? So that we can literally place them on the outside like this. Flip them all down. And when it comes to the jump, they kind of like they want to keep connecting together. Let's get rid of the grass just like so. And there we go. That looks pretty good. I think it makes it look a little bit different, and it also kind of like, because I've got shaders on, like you can see the shadow. It's also just like an obvious different depth. It's just a little tiny something to make it look a little bit better. Anyway, we want to do the same thing on this side. We'll start from the bottom on this side. We'll knock out this corner, back 1, 2, right 1, 2. Replace this using oak stairs. We want to replace these 2 oak logs with oak stairs as well. Then I'm going to place the grass block on top of the oak logs, extend all the way around. Flip some oak trap doors onto the side of this, just like so. And then this will be... I'm not doing a good job. And then this will look perfect. So we'll get rid of all of this grass here. And then we'll place the oak trapdoors in a slightly different way here, actually on the logs, which is a cleaner look, by the way, but it's kind of nice to have a couple of different things in one particular portion of the build, and that's looking really good. And this little middle part is actually almost done. All we have to do is just add leaves to the center, just on the left and right, and boom, there we go. That's kind of like the entrance done. Let's grab the hoe and the wheat seeds. Okay, we might as well. I'm getting the itch to kind of like just finish this, so I'm going to hoe out this area here. It kind of forms like a natural square. And this is, you know what, this is kind of like a seedy place. So this kind of forms a natural square between these two areas of oak trapdoors. And then I like the idea of just having this entire area behind. Also, just wheat as well. Obviously, you can plant different things, but wheat just has... There's just something about wheat that I just like it. The aesthetic of it is just perfect. So we'll have that on the left, and we'll do the same thing on the right as well. Just form a little square. Fill this with seeds. And then we'll have the same thing just behind here. We could even vary things up with some leaves, and of course we can use different plants and etc, etc. But that's kind of like up to you to decide. You can kind of like figure out how you would like yours to look in particular. But that's looking really, really good, ladies and gentlemen. So that's... With the front main portion of the house complete, I think it's now time for us to come all the way to the back of the house, and we can start work back here. So this is actually significantly simpler than the front, and the first thing that we're going to do is extend the sides of the roof back for the two main parts of the roof, so these stairs right here. And that will then allow us to place the center part of the roof, kind of similar to what we did on the front. We'll place the glass, so we want to have glass in the exact same place as we had it on the front like this, with an oak plank on top. And then we can use the exact same method, literally the exact same thing that we did on the front, and we will apply it to the back. And we'll do both of the two roof lines first, and then we will move on to... Oh, we'll need the oak slabs as well, and then we will move on to the other details. The roofs are probably the most complicated parts of the back portion of the build here, so you'll be quite glad to learn that once these have been done, then everything gets significantly easier, and this isn't even too difficult either. So I have too much stuff in my inventory right now. I'm going to have to dump a few things out. Oak planks on the left and right of the glass. Spruce planks filling in any remaining gaps that you can see, just two little corner rows of spruce, and that's perfect. So let's do this just to the opposite side as well. I always feel so much better once the roofs have been put on the house, because they are just such lengthy, time-consuming parts of the build, and they do just make such a large difference once they have been applied to the build. So sometimes I do just kind of like, even if it's just the outline, like earlier we didn't really necessarily have to like add the outline to the roof when we did, but I like to have it there. Like, it's just, again, it's one of the more satisfying things, I think, once the roofs are filled in. Like, it's cool to get the outline in, and then that kind of helps you visualize like where the house is going, and it shows you that you're making some real progress. But once the actual like roof's filled in, which is usually the last thing that I like to do, that's just, perfect. Add the oak planks left and right, spruce planks just to fill in the gaps, and then if we take a look at this thing, that's absolutely perfect. And the only little thing that's missing, I would like to just join the slabs together on the top, front to back, because then all we have to do is literally fill the sides of the roof in just using spruce stairs, and that will be nice and simple. So on the back, we will fill in these sections as best we can before we start adding some new stuff. So this center part here, we're going to fill this in with glass. So this is just below the middle open dome area. And this part here, it would actually behoove us. I think I'm using that word correctly. It sounds like it sounds like a part of a cow, a behoove. But it would make sense for us to join the bottom of this area together and oak plank it. So this actually makes the lower greenhouse, the lowest greenhouse, nice and cozy. and it just provides us kind of like just a roof line. So this is actually kind of perfect. And we can just fill this in using glass as well. So it's kind of cool, like from a lot of parts of this house you can see kind of like other parts, like it's very satisfying, or at least I find it so. And we can fill these walls in here using oak planks as well. So I would like to divide this house into rooms for you, or at least, you know, big open spaces that you can then divide later yourselves into rooms. But there are parts of this house that I would like to kind of like preserve the way that I've built them. But yeah, there you go. So you've got kind of like greenhouse 1, greenhouse 2, greenhouse 3, if you want to think of it like that. It's kind of up to you how you do it, but there we go, that's perfect. So next thing we want to do is on the left and right side, and we'll do this simultaneously, we want to have 2 rows of glass blocks, so 1, 2, that kind of extend from the lower part of the house up like this, and we'll place oak planks on the side. So this, you can see it kind of like lines up with what we have on the front of the house, and we'll do this on the right side as well. So 2 rows of glass kind of like extending up from the first floor all the way up to the second, and there are actually 3 floors in this house as well. So there we go, that's perfect. We then want to leave a gap. So between these windows here, we want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have vertical rows of oak planks extending from the bottom to the top. The lower level here wants to get filled in using glass, like so. And then this upper level here is actually going to be a balcony. So we're going to extend a row of oak planks forwards, and then we'll add another row like this. So 2 rows of oak planks from left to right in front of the 2 vertical rows of oak planks, and we're going to grab terracotta and oak leaves, because on the left and right side here we're going to have a terracotta with 2 oak leaves on top and this little decoration with oak fence kind of joining them together like this. That's perfect. Then on the right side here we'll kind of join this top to bottom. We've already got a vertical row of oak planks, and we can fill this little side bit in here using oak planks as well, and then we'll just spruce plank this upper part. And then as we drop down a level, we will once again drop the oak planks down as well, kind of like with that continuity. Fill the side of this in. This is a door, so we'll have spruce planks at the top, and then oak door, a double oak door just down below like this. And we are also going to have lanterns. I'm trying to rapidly figure out what blocks we do and don't need at this point in time. And we'll have the lanterns hang back just like this below the 2 plants. So that's looking pretty good, if I do say so. We kind of have to mark out what area is going to join down to the ground. So underneath this lantern here, if you kind of like follow it down to the ground, we want a row of oak planks, and we'll extend that oak planks to the left. Actually, yeah, we'll extend it to the left by, we need so many different things, by 1, using oak logs like top to bottom like this, and then these oak logs will actually extend all the way forward, and this will kind of be the back wall here to the greenhouse. And these oak logs you can actually extend forwards as well by 1, 2, 3 rows like this, extend them up by 2 rows as well, so they'll extend out of the house by 3 rows, up by 2. We'll have a gap of 2 on the end here, and then we'll place a row of oak logs extending all the way over to the right where the barn is, and we will make the oak logs as high as the surrounding area, to which we will then place oak fence on top of the logs like so. And then we kind of want to turn this into like so. Let's first of all join the oak planks down to the ground just below the actual house line like this. And then we want to have oak stairs on the end here where we have these oak logs extending up and back until we are eventually at the same height as the doors. And it will give us this sort of effect. So you can kind of see, I didn't actually want to make this part just quite yet, but and yet here we are. So that's perfect. So that's kind of like how the right side of the house will look, and well, not only that, also the left side. Whilst we're at it, there's also a hanging lantern. So where we have this inner part of the oak logs here, we'll leave a gap of 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3 oak fence, extend forwards, lantern underneath. That's absolutely perfect. So we want to have this on the right, and then we will do the same thing over here on the left side as well. So literally with everything here, we want to leave a gap of 3 between the windows, so 1, 2, 3, and then have vertical rows of oak planks extending up and down like this. The lower area here, we want to fill in with glass, and this upper area, we want to have 2 rows of oak planks extending outwards left and right to create an entrance/exit onto the balcony. Terracotta with oak leaves on top of the terracotta and oak fence joining them together left to right like so. We'll also add some lanterns because I really like the ambient effect from the light, just like this. And then I'm starting to wonder if the outward row would actually look better as oak stairs. I actually think it would. It kind of shapes it a little bit better. If the 3 inward blocks were regular facing stairs and the left and right blocks were sideways, that would also look really, really good as well. So just like this. That actually, yeah, that looks better in my opinion. Feel free to do it a different way. We have to join the oak planks to the previous upper, lower and previous parts of the house to kind of just make it nice and clean like this, and then add spruce planks just like so in between to match the opposite side of the house. We also, of course, can install... I'm just realizing that this is where the door is. So let's get rid of these spruce planks and get the oak doors, and we'll place a double oak door here, just carve out those planks. We have to join the lower part of the house together, so the way to do that, of course, is where this lantern is here. We want to place oak planks extending down, and then we'll just seal up the lower part of the house this time. We'll join it down to the ground, just so that there's no confusion. We'll join that down to the ground using oak planks. We'll place oak logs inside here, so on the inside of the row of 2 oak planks that we placed, and we'll join the logs forwards like this. So that's kind of going to be the area for the inside the greenhouse, so that's going to look really good. We want to extend the oak logs outwards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then extend it up so that it just sits underneath the window. Leave a gap of 2 here on the end, and then place a row of oak logs like this. Perfect. We then want to have a set of oak stairs leading us up to the entrance that we have created with oak planks just behind those stairs, so that is looking absolutely fantastic. We'll have oak fence on top of the oak logs like this, and then all we have to do really just at this particular point in time is just make this little lantern 1, 2, 3 like this, extend outwards, lantern extending out just like so. We are going to extend the stone path, and we'll need the stone and the glass for this. So that stone path there, we are going to extend all the way to the boundary line, like this. So we'll just grab it, extend it back, and then we are going to have, I believe, a double row. Yeah, we'll have a double row of stone. So 2 rows, one leading all the way over to the left where we have this barn area here. It will actually occupy 3 of these rows here, so if you just extend it so it just passes over 3 rows from the oak planks, and then we want to have the stone like this. This will also lead us into where we have the oak stairs, and then we can just extend this. So that is what the right side will look like as well, so we'll just extend 2 rows just all the way over here. Once again, passing 3 rows over from the 1, 2, 3 from the oak planks. If it's too short or if it's too long, it's not really a big deal. We can always, of course, change it a little bit later. So we'll place all of this. That's looking good. Join it to these stairs here as well. Perfect. Look at that. So nice. There we go. So we're really starting to make some progress with this. And we want to have a door. So the door is going to be directly below where the house is, just on this path here. And then we will have glass left and right of the door. We should be able to divide up the inside of this area. Let's take a little look. Double click there. My bad. We should be able to divide the inside of this area up into pretty perfectly spaced farms. So I believe, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, mark that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark that out. 1, 2, 3. So perfect. So we can have 3 by 3 plots like this, extending from the front of the house to the back of the house. And I want the oak logs faced upwards like this. So from the front of the house to the back of the house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, mark it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark it out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And we could even underneath the glass replace that using oak logs, but I don't know if I prefer that. I've done it on the front. Let's do it on the back. Hey guys, I don't know if I like it. Oh, it turns out we're doing it anyways. We'll place this and this, and then I'll just have grass here. Perfect. And I will just replace this. And then inside here we don't have... If we just place a row of oak planks, I don't know if I've got to do that on the opposite side as well, just like this. We'll replace the oak plank rows that I see in the wall here. We'll replace these with logs as well for continuity. And then we can actually light this up rather nicely. So in the under portion here, we can just place lanterns hanging in between the separations of the farm, and that should just look really nice. So I know that this is a front and we're working on the back, but that's looking pretty good now. I think that I really do like that. Something that I want to do as well, just inside the balconies on the front of the build, just whilst we are here, I do want to place terracotta left and right of the window here with oak leaves extending up. I do believe that that is what I did on the front of the build. I actually, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just have one just off to the side here. So terracotta, oak leaves, and maybe like a lantern just hanging, just to show you that there's an entrance there. So probably that looks a little bit better. Terracotta next to this fence, oak leaves on top, lantern here, and it kind of just helps to illuminate things a little bit. So it's all about kind of like, especially when it gets a bit dark and dim. Obviously it's noon, right? It's high noon right here, but you know, as it gets dark, you're going to want those lanterns to kind of like make it a bit more atmospheric. Moving all the way to the back of the build again, where we just were, I'm just going to place a little formation of leaves just in a 2x2 little square like this, and that will actually be, ladies and gentlemen, the back of the build pretty much complete. So the next thing that we are going to work on, and possibly the last of the large portions of this house, is the barns. So let's start work on the left barn first of all. First, we will place 2 rows of oak fence right of this vertical connecting road. This is actually where we started the build off, so right of the starting position, we just want to place 2 vertical rows of oak fence. Next to that, oak planks extending right of the fence and then backwards. We have to connect all of this oak plankage together, so we'll just add a couple of rows in here, and we really should grab some oak stairs as well. So the oak stairs, we're just going to first of all add an extra row of oak planks in here just so that we have a row of 3 to work with, and then 2 upside down stairs in the corners to make a nice little archway. So from here, just right of the top of this archway, we're going to place a row of oak slabs. These oak slabs are going to overhang the front of the entire barn by 1. And we will extend the oak slabs inwards and upwards until we reach the center point of the barn. By the way, the center point is just to the left of this archway here. So we want to start extending down and out again, and we should end up with a nice even roof this way. So that's perfect. And in building this, that actually sort of helps us to lay out the shape of the roof as well. So we just want to make sure that we won't have any gaps. The center part of the roof is made using spruce slabs, so it might even be easier for you to kind of add some spruce slabs in first before you start to make the under part of the roof. Like some of these blocks you're just going to have to turn into solid spruce planks because there's not going to be another way to do it. You won't be able to slip any oak underneath, but some you will be able to fit an oak underneath and then the spruce on top. But we can extend the roof back here so that it's a little bit less apparent. We might even just have to place a little bit of spruce underneath there, oak there. See what I mean? Some blocks you can, some blocks you can't. I guess it'd be better just to have fully spruce. So that looks pretty good. I suppose that center block actually does not need to be spruce at all. That can be just oak because we have the oak slab sat on top of it. The top center part, the apex of the roof, will come all the way back to here. And we can even connect this row. So this is the upper row of oak planks that we placed earlier. We can extend this inwards and this will connect back to the house, kind of just, again, almost as if it was planned this way, back to the house like this. And then on the side of this area, we want to start building another roof. So we want to have oak slabs at the top of the side of this raised oak plank area. And then we slowly want to start with the overhanging portion of oak slabs, start extending up and inwards into the center part of the roof. Although I'm starting to wonder if, oh no, I guess it just connects rather naturally like that, doesn't it? That's fine. So like when it hits the same point as the main part of the roof, if you just extend it over instead of like continuing to go up, I think that will probably be a bit of a better look. And then this area here, this will be exposed, so we'll fill this in using oak planks, and we might even add a window to it, so that will kind of give us this just nice empty space. And then let's just add a window, so maybe like just a 2x2 like there might be quite good. Yeah, I think that's fine. So you can either use glass for this, or you could use glass, and I definitely didn't accidentally get rid of all my materials, by the way. And then we could kind of like turn it into, make it look a little bit more farmhousey with the trapdoors on the side. I think that looks pretty good that way. And then the area below here, as I mentioned, like this will be, maybe if we extend this down a little bit, that might be a bit better because it'll actually give the roof something to grip onto. We have to extend it around these sides as well. Oh, that's an upside down stair, my bad. That looked like a slab from, that looked like part of the roof that I could get rid of, but there we go. So there we go. So once the roof does get extended inwards, it will just hit that point, and that's looking really good. So now that we've done this on the front, we kind of have to do the same thing on the back as well. So I'll just extend these oak slabs backwards, and then I'll start to, and once again, they just want to overhang, and then we'll just extend in and up, in and up, in and up, in and up, and in the same sort of fashion as we have on the front. I guess it is a little bit different on the back though, so we'll make sure it's at the same height as these stairs here, and then we'll extend these forwards, and then just join it to these stairs. So on the back it will look a little bit like this, and then we could even stick some oak stairs on the end like so. So have it a little bit raised, look a little bit, I guess it looks a little bit weird like that, no? What if we turn these into stairs? There we go. So it just blends together a little bit better that way. And then we can have oak planks across here, join this to the side, and we'll have the same window that we have on the front, of course. And where will it be? It will be there. So we'll just fill this in, extend across the top, glass, perfect. On the back here, because this protrudes out, I feel less of a need to have these trapdoors, although it might still look quite good. I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, the back of the bottom of the barn portion here wants to actually look the exact same as the front, so we'll just add a row here, add the fence in between, so that's what we did on the front. Add a couple of rows of oak plank, just extending back. I guess it's just one row, really. Vertical row here. Then we place upside down oak stairs just in the top two corners. And then we can start extending the... If we fill this in, actually... We don't need to fill it in. Never mind. We'll extend these slabs backwards. We can do that at the very end. We can extend these slabs backwards, make sure it overhangs the entire barn portion like this, and then start extending it in and up until it reaches this point here. That is the middle part, if you guys remember. And then we'll have slabs on the side, and we will just extend them forward so that they are at the same length as the row on the right. Join it together like this, and then we just have to add some planks behind this. So here up to, is it there? Let's place some spruce, and then we can kind of like gauge what we have to do beyond this, and we can just change things as I just want it to look good. So we'll place the spruce here. Just need to make sure that it all looks good. As long as it looks good, I'm quite happy. So yeah, that's actually perfect. And then if we place the spruce on the underneath part like this, I think that's an extra one there. I think that looks really, really cool. And that's perfect. So that is pretty much the entire barn. Obviously, the roofs need filling in, the little side part needs filling in, but that can be done in mass later. So we'll just leave that as it is. Except, actually, let's place a little bit of these. No, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. I'll contain myself. So we're going to come all the way back over onto this right side now, and then we're going to pretty much apply what we did over there all the way onto here. So first of all, we'll seal this up and place some oak fence just in this open gap here. Have a row of oak planks behind, and then extend inwards, upside down stairs in the two corners, just like this. We then want to start building the roof, and we should add some oak planks like this. So oak slabs, extend that forwards, make sure it overhangs the entire barn part by 1, and then come to the right side, kind of meet it in the middle. The apex of the roof should be right here, just the right side of the archway. After making the little roof for the front part of the barn, we are going to make the bigger roof, but first of all we just have to add a row of oak planks directly on top of the raised portion of the barn, and then we are able to add oak slabs to the side and extend the oak slabs in and up, in and up, in and up, until eventually we will hit the roof. And at a certain point we'll just have to bridge the gap with a flat part of oak slabs, just as we did on that opposite side there. And it would also be a good idea to start adding in some oak planks to kind of give us an idea of what this actual part of the building is going to look like. So we can just fill that in using the oak planks like this. We can then start extending the slabs back that we have here as well. So we'll extend the oak slabs back here to kind of help with some parameters. We have to add some oak here and here, and we can start adding some spruce slabs just to give us a bit of an idea of what sort of space we are working with. We have oak up at the top, spruce, 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 just like this. And then of course this will come as far back as this, just like so. Just got to get the right angle. And then the reason that I'm doing this is once again just to kind of like close things in, kind of see what sort of space we are working with. We do have to join this as well, so we do have to extend these oak planks down like so. And then if we start placing these slabs like this, there we go. I mean, I don't think we went to that extreme on that side of the roof, but why not? Then fill this little part in with oak planks because we don't want to have any gaps. We can have a 2x2 little square of oak planks. Is that the same position? It is the same position that we placed on the opposite side. Add some oak trapdoors either side of it, add a bit of glass. There we go, and that's perfect. And that is pretty much the front right side part of the barn. And of course we have a couple of things to do here. So we'll just extend the oak slabs backwards to the relevant parts of the build. So the 2 rows of oak slabs that kind of like show us where the roofs are, we'll just extend those back and we'll work on the upper part first of all. So the oak slabs that we just have on the back, we'll raise the oak slabs all the way up, and we will join it to these oak stairs here, but then we'll have to extend the oak stairs forwards, and then we'll just replace those slabs with stairs as well. So the first row of upside down stairs we want to extend out and then just replace those slabs with stairs. I'm pretty sure that that is even. It looks even with the opposite side, so that is absolutely perfect. And we want to make the outside of this part of the roof as well. So you guys know that the apex of the roof is right here, and we can start building from the opposite side. Make sure that you extend out far enough. We have to make the lower part of the barn as well, which is going to be some oak planks, just in the kind of like middle-ish area here, allowing us to place 2 rows of oak fence directly to the left of this. Add another row of oak planks just on this inward side, upside down stairs just like so. Then we just need to place enough oak planks that we are able to cover all of this space here, and we also have to place oak planks in such a way that we cover up all of this space and make a solid wall that we are then able to place a window on, just as we did over that opposite side. So that will go here, the glass, and once again we are doing the exact same thing, so I feel like I'm going a bit fast, but also we've done this is the 4th time doing this, so hopefully you guys are all caught up with it. And then all is left to do is to extend all of these spruce slabs backwards. And that is pretty much it with the structure of the barns, or at least on the outside, the structure of the barns and the roofs and the main part of the house. All that is left, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit of decoration, and we have kind of given ourselves a nice empty blank canvas to actually fill the inside in of. Does that sentence make sense? It sounds weird. So anyway, to finish off the build, we really do not have very much to do whatsoever. Most of our work will go into sealing up the walls of the house. This is primarily on the right and left side of the barn, and we also have to fill in all of the roofs, which should simply be a case of simply placing either spruce slabs in between the barn sides of the house, in between the oak slabs, and then spruce stairs in between the oak stairs that we have for the main part of the house. That should be really, really simple, and it is very easy to miss some of the barn roofs that are on the lower side of the barn rather than the upper middle part. So especially the back sides as well, do make sure that those get filled in. And beyond that, all we really have to do is just add some stone pathway leading through the barns, or into the barns at the very least, and also a little bit of farmland and maybe some leaves here and there. And once that has all been complete, we will be 100% finished. And that is the end of the tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please do remember to like and subscribe. Click that little bell next to the subscription button. That will ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.